Hey, what's happening, War Gamers? Welcome back to another unboxing video model review type thing that I've been doing. We are back to some Marvel Crisis Protocol because we do actually have some new releases. We are in the new year, obviously, so new stuff coming out. And the other part of this release is the Angela and Enchantress release, which you can go back and check out an earlier video of that one. But this time we have the Hulk, or well, the She-Hulk. So we have the cousin to the Hulk, Jennifer. Well, I don't want to say Walters. I can't remember. Never really followed She-Hulk all that much, but she is probably the toughest lawyer in the Marvel universe. You know, even though I'm sure Daredevil would probably have a thing to say about that one. But we have the She-Hulk here, and just from the get-go, let's just grab her out of the box here. I really like the pose that we're seeing on this so far. Just gonna get a better view of it. I really enjoy that pose. I think having the wrestling unitard is a nice touch. I really like the girder up in her arms there, looking like she's getting ready to throw it. I've actually already seen a couple of people do some really neat conversions, taking some of the dumpsters and just kind of going to town with those. So anyway, typical stuff in here. We got some build instructions. We got the backing and everything like that. These things have been great for like dry brushing. I have a whole bunch of them now. Just save them all up, drying them off on cardboard is just fantastic. And right off the back, oh my goodness, she is going to be such a breeze to build, it looks like. So that is great. But you know how this works. This is not a full review of the model and the in-game mechanics. I will talk about them a little bit because I'm more comfortable with the game at this point. But this is more just kind of show off what's in the box and just kind of share some of the cool stuff. So we got ourselves some tokens. We got some nice big 5 damage tokens here, and you will see why in just a second. We got some faction tokens here for her A-Force. A couple other, I believe that's slow and staggered, I want to say. Slow, staggered, I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, tokens are tokens. We know what they're like. So we got the A-Force card right here. And you can see here, massive list of names on the A-Force here. Although an odd omission is Spider-Gwen. Not quite sure why she's not on there. You also notice that there's a couple names on here for models we don't have yet. Namely, we have Medusa and Crystal from the Inhumans. And we have Black Cat that we're going to be seeing coming out soon as well. So some really cool stuff there. We're going to be seeing some of these models get a little bit more playtime, which is always excellent. Alright, so we got some cards here. So, and as always, love the artwork on these cards. I think these are just fantastic. So it is all tactics cards, so there's no new crisis cards at all. But obviously, one that's already been kind of shown off that a lot of people are talking about is Special Delivery, which is basically an A-Force and She-Hulk specific drop-off, which, for anyone who's been following the game, that was actually put on the banned list back in October, which basically allows a character with flight and long movement to basically move forward and drop She-Hulk off, and allows She-Hulk to make an attack with zero energy cost. So it is a massively powerful card. There's not a lot of characters that can really take advantage of it. Oh, you know what? It's not even a long flight move. It's just an A-Force character with flight. Sorry, I thought there was like a long range on there, but no, it's just a character with flight. So we jump back to the A-Force card, and right off the bat, Captain Marvel is in there, Wasp is in there. So there's a couple that can already take advantage of that. In faction, and then of course you're gonna be able to take advantage of that out of faction as well. So very powerful card, interesting bit of balancing by making it basically like unique, or not unique, but depending on She-Hulk. We got Stalwart Determination, which is reactive ability. It is 1 power to play, and characters that spend power to play this card cannot be pushed or thrown by any effects this round. This is a really good card. It basically allows you to stop any movement shenanigans. And in this game, being thrown, being tossed, pushed, anything like that, those are very strong mechanics. So being able to basically deny your opponent from doing that is always worthwhile. You got A-Force Assemble, which is a 3 power cost to play. When an allied character is defending against an attack this round, add 1 die to the defense roll for each allied A-Force character within range 2 of the character. I like this one, but I think it sounds better than it actually is, mostly because this really requires you to bunch up And, you know, with the way the missions are set up, you're not always going to be doing that. You're going to be a little bit more spread out. So, I mean, if you have a little roving group moving around, it's not too bad. But for 3 power, I don't know. I feel like you're really kind of banking on your little death ball there. And then we got Agents of Smash, which is an unaffiliated active ability for Hulk and She-Hulk. If they're within range 2 of the same interactive terrain feature size 5 or less, they can spend 3 power each to play it, and they can throw the terrain feature. This one's really cool because I don't believe we've seen anything that allows you to throw size 5 yet. So this is the first one we're seeing on that one. So that does mean 6 damage coming in at whatever you're throwing it at, and you can get rid of some of those really big pieces of terrain on the table. But it does require you to run both Hulk and She-Hulk, and you know, as we're gonna see, you know, you can probably see on the card already, that's really expensive, so you're probably not going to be seeing this all too often, but honestly, it looks like kind of a fun card to play. So kind of some cool tactics cards there. So what does she bring? So we got Jennifer Walters here. So right off the bat, she is 20 health with a movement of medium. So she's got the same health as Hulk, and she is faster than Hulk, but she is the same threat as Hulk. And better defenses across the board as well. She's got a very strong builder attack with a range 2 strength 7 that can possibly put slow onto characters. So that is, you know, really powerful on its own. We got the defense rest, which is a whopping strength 9 for 5 power there. And basically, you know, it puts both slow and stun on an enemy model, or if they already have it, stagger. So, you know, super powerful ability. It is only range 3, but you pair that with the oh geez, I've already forgotten what the name of it is. Let's see here. It's the special delivery. That can be very powerful. You time that right, you can really do some good damage. And of course, she is the leader of A-Force, the Defenders of Arcadia. And her ability is kind of a neat one. It's whenever an allied character is damaged by an enemy effect, another allied character may gain 1 power. You can't ever gain more than 1. So it means that in addition to the character gaining power just for being hit, another character on your team can gain that power as well. So it's a nice way of building up that energy. And energy in this game, just it's such a nice catch-up mechanic, like when you're able to gain that energy and get back into it. So we got Clear the Court for 3 power, which is choosing an interactive terrain feature or enemy character of size 4 or less within range 2 and throw it medium. Very straightforward, once per turn. There is Superior Weight Training for 3, which is during the next attack made by this character, add dice to the attack roll equal to the size of the target. That one's kind of a cool one, you know, with a lot of size 2, though. You're only really adding maybe 2 dice to it, in some cases maybe 3, and I think I don't know if there's any size 4 characters yet. Maybe MODOK? Maybe Hulk? No, I don't even think they're size 4. I can't remember. So it's not bad, but I can't see using that over other abilities here. You got a reactive ability in Legal Defense for 2, which is when an allied character within range 2 of the character is targeted by an attack, this character may use this superpower. This character becomes the target of the attack regardless of range and line of sight. So that one's kind of a neat one because she can really leverage that high health of hers and start taking on a lot of the attacks. Which is really cool. Now, it's a shame she doesn't have that damage building ability that the Hulk has, where the more damage he takes, the harder he's hitting. But I think she really makes up for in some other features there. And then, of course, she's got immunity to poison, and she's got gamma transfusion. So she's going to gain an additional power every turn. But it also she also has an ability where when she takes damage, she can advance short. So she has a really nice way of getting up and across the board there. But most importantly, like the Hulk, she does not have an injured side. So, you know, nice healthy on both sides. So she's a really solid character in my opinion. I'm really looking forward to using her. The thing that's kind of upsetting, though, is that I feel like she kind of invalidates the Hulk. I think that Hulk was already not being played a whole lot as it was. And I think this just kind of is going to be that a little bit more. So that's kind of unfortunate. But anyway, let's take a quick look at the model. So we got our nice big size base. What is that? I think that's 50 mil base. So always really nice. And then we got the components for She-Hulk itself. And these are all really, I love how easy it looks like she is to build. It looks like the most complex thing is probably putting her hair onto the back of her head. But I love how big and clear the details are. I really like the kind of exaggerated proportions. I love the fact that they made her look built. She is like a brick house. So just in general, it is fantastic. It's kind of unfortunate to see the hands molded right onto the girder there. I think that makes it a little bit more difficult to do some conversion stuff with it if you wanted to do that. I think this is one of those instances where they probably could have gotten away with putting the hands separate, but it is what it is, and I don't think it takes away anything from the model. And let's see, what do we got here? We got a little tactical rock on the bottom there, which, I mean, that's pretty much par for the course these days. But all in all, the model looks great, and I'm always amazed by what they've been able to do with the lack of mold lines. There's really never a lot to clean up with it. But anyway, as you guys know, we are going to come back. I'm going to get the model assembled and painted, and we will take a look at it then. So through the magic of editing, we're going to get that done. So be right back. All right, we're back, and we have the She-Hulk painted up, and I gotta say, she was an absolute joy to paint. Not entirely sure why. It just seems like the details were just right on the model. I still really love the pose. I just think everything about it was just a lot of fun. Now that she's assembled, I really like the fact that she has that giant girder. Although I do have to admit, I've seen some conversions that I enjoy a lot more. Like some people have been putting like dumpsters on their cars. It's a really nice model for that regard. And I was a little concerned that the jumper or wrestling unitard wasn't really going to pick up some details enough, but there's just enough little crevices and shades in there that I was able to get some nice delineation. Wasn't quite able to smooth out the white as much as I'd like. I might go back to that in a little bit. But overall, she is an absolutely fantastic model to paint up. I think she's going to look great on the table. I like the girder there, you know, just a little bit of darker metallic to really give it some nice weathering. And just in general, she is solid. Yeah. So anyway, so there you go. That is the She-Hulk unboxing, model review, whatever you want to call it. Thank you so much for watching. As always, leave your comments below. Let me know what you're thinking about. And thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for to be notified of all the future content. And as always, happy wargaming.